Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today's game is going to be between LucifroN and Grubby. This is a Terran versus Protoss matchup here on the map Entombed Valley, and I just realized it's been about a month since the last TVP I've commentated. It has been all Terran versus Zerg and Protoss versus Zerg for at least the past few weeks, so sorry about that, and I'm happy to finally be bringing you another TVP, probably my favorite matchup. Let's go ahead and start this game off talking about the players. Beginning up here in the upper right-hand spawn position, our green player, Grubby. Grubby is a Protoss player from the Netherlands. He is also a former Warcraft 3 champion, world champion as a matter of fact. He is known for being quite an impressive Warcraft 3 player and has made the transition obviously here into StarCraft 2. Most recently he took second place at the IEM Season 7 Singapore, which was on November 25th of this year. His opponent down over here in the lower left hand spawn position is our blue Terran player LucifroN. LucifroN's Terran player from Spain. He was also very active in Warcraft 3, and he is the older brother of Vortex, who is another Spanish pro gamer. Alright guys, so that is some player information. Oh, I almost forgot, LucifroN recently took first place at the Stim to Win tournament, which was on November 9th of this year. Now let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay itself. We do have a scout moving out here for Grubby. Back at home, Grubby coming out with his gateway, and now just placing down his assimilator as well. Very early probe scout here, so he's going to be able to sneak his way right on into LucifroN's main base and get that all-important scouting information. And what is he going to see? Well, he is going to see the lack of refinery, and with no refinery here, the assumption is, the most likely thing is that LucifroN is coming out with an early expansion, unless he's got like another hidden barracks somewhere, but again, not very likely. So we'll be seeing a very early expansion here from LucifroN coming out now with his first Marine and Orbital Command, and then as soon as he hits those 400 minerals, he'll be placing down that expansion as well. And obviously isn't going to try to hide it at all, because Grubby clearly knows what's going on. So here we go, expansion about to get placed down. Just go for it, just go for it. You get your Marine, you're all set, you can do it. There you go. Still denies the vision though, look at that. He forces him back with the Marine, and that's probably part of the reason he's waiting. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna make you think there's pretty much almost a 100% chance I'm going for it, but I'm gonna make you try to confirm that. Come back with your probe and hopefully get the kill. Very close, gets it. LucifroN and all those little mind games ends up getting the kill of the worker of Grubby, and I guess it really paid off. A little bit of micro, get yourself a nice worker kill, why not? Why not indeed? LucifroN himself now moving out with a scout. SCV is going to bypass the Zealot after taking one hit, and spots the expansion. Almost takes a second hit there from the Zealot. Zealot's going to chill out there on the ramp and wait for the inevitable return of that SCV. And I do wonder, we should probably be seeing a Stalker, unless Grubby's just trying to hold on to his resources and not caring too much about the fact that the SCV's in his main. Turns to engage it with the worker. Yeah, he's going to force him to at least move around, and here comes the Stalker. So now the clock has taken. SCV trying to make it out. No, sir, says Grubby's Zealot, and Grubby returns the favor of an early game worker kill. But both players, even though they've lost their workers, I'm sure they're not too concerned, because they did get their scouting, and that is really the most important thing. And holy moly, that's a lot of barracks. Got 5 barracks now here, the last 2 in production, the first 3 churning on Marines already. Lots and lots of Marines here, early game for LucifroN. I'm really interested. Now with this quick expansion, you pretty much rely on Marines and potentially a bunker early game to defend yourself, but instead of going for a bunker, he's just going to continue to mass up those Marines, as you can see, further delaying the placement of his refinery as he just goes Marines, 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 Marines. I wonder, I'm almost assuming here we're going to see some crazy early push from him. I don't know if it's going to be an all-in with a ton of SCVs, but he could push even with just a few SCVs and do some significant amounts of damage here at the expansion. Now back here in the main for Grubby, you can see he does have a 4th gateway coming through. He also has that Cybernex Horde. Let me see what he spotted for gateways, by the way. That's pretty important. He only spotted that 1 gateway, so it's not like he knows that there's a that quick expansion is followed up with a 4 gate. We're going to have some quick aggression from Grubby as well, so this is turning out to be perfect here. Both players deciding to be aggressive early. Stalker just kind of patrolling around here. He's going to chase down those few straggling Marines. I think what he doesn't know, though, oh, he must. Did he have the sentry there at that Zelnaga tower? I am not sure, but he has got a lot of trouble he's about to deal with. At the same time, a few Stalkers over here being warped in from this position. Gonna start wreaking havoc here on these reinforcements, forcing them back. LucifroN coming out their bunker over here. The Marines now engaging with a few workers, a couple stalkers, and the sentry is gonna get that one stalker. He's going to get the second stalker as well. Stalker reinforcements, but he has already just lost that second one. Continuing to lose a few workers with this bunker here. LucifroN should be all set from any counter aggression, at least immediately. And the Marines continue to dance around, finally enough stalkers to finish them off. Let's take a look at that exchange, how it ended up playing out for both players there. You can see in terms of resources lost, Grubby slightly behind right now. A big thing though is that LucifroN was able to kill off 9 workers, so really hurting Grubby's economy early on in the game. Taking a look there, you can see LucifroN eking out a little bit of an advantage in minerals and gas at the moment. And here comes the counterattack of Grubby. Again, this nice forward pylon. Now we do have this bunker to help him defend. Could potentially use a second bunker. He's going to go down with some repairing SCVs right now. And Marines kind of sneaking forward. You gotta love the bunker placement here. It's going to prevent, or at least hinder, anyone from trying to enter through that ramp there, because they will still get hit from the Marines within that bunker. Stim pack research now coming through. Repairing SCVs just on the ready. And Grubby really can't do anything at this point. I think there's just too many Marines right now with that bunker for him to really do too much. So just sort of posturing there for a moment, trying to keep LucifroN in his base. And it looks like he is going to decide to pull back right now. Got a few stalkers chilling over here, few over here. This will be if LucifroN moves out with any scouts, say just like a couple Marines. If he moves out with all these Marines, though, it's a little bit more dangerous. But if he just moves out like with an SCV scout or a couple Marines, this small group of stalkers will be able to pick it off. The big advantage, of course, that these stalkers have is that without Marauders with concussive shell and without stim pack, LucifroN really can't keep up with them. Stalkers are faster, and they also have a larger range than those Marines. So as long as Grubby's paying attention and he pulls back with his stalkers in time, these unupgraded Marines, without the support of Marauders with concussive shell and without that stim pack, once again really can't do anything to them. Back here at home for Grubby, he does have 2 forges now in production, so we'll be coming out with those 1-1 upgrades. Also now with that robotics facility in play, he's coming out with his first observer and transitioning into a robotics bay, which will of course mean Colossus. So we'll be seeing some Colossus here from Grubby in just a few moments, plus those 1-1 upgrades coming out of his forges. And we're just going to have a stalker chilling back here. Pylon gets abandoned for now. He moves back with these stalkers. Says, yeah, we're getting a little too late here. It could be a point where LucifroN becomes really dangerous, and if he pushes out, maybe I won't be able to pull back with my stalkers. What else we got going on over here for LucifroN? Transition now finally into Marauders. Stim pack just about done, and the double medevacs as well as 2 engineering bays. So after that little bit of early game aggression, we are seeing both players transition more into a macro game. There are those upgrades as well here for Grubby, and his robotics bay now done. Here comes the Colossus. So as expected, there is that transition. Could potentially be seeing some additional expansions. You can see that command center now finished here. That should be turning into an orbital command shortly. And we do also see Grubby breaking down these rocks to prepare for an expansion right over here. So again, both players focusing on the macro game right now. Stimmed up Marines, take out that stalker, you see? All he needed was that upgrade, and then there you go. Stim Marines take out that stalker. Both players, once again, continuing to focus on that macro game. Should be seeing an expansion from Grubby, and we do have this one now, orbital command going through, which Grubby has scouted here with his observer. Also now coming out with a Twilight Council, which could mean charged zealots and orbiting stalkers, or just coming out for that so that he can get those 2-2 upgrades as soon as these 1-1 upgrades do finish. Nice SCV scout over here. It is going to allow LucifroN to see when Grubby does eventually take that expansion. Orbital command, it now being placed down over here into the 3rd position, and upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. You know, it's great. Macro games are great, but boy, I'd like some more excitement here in this game. Just like the Zealot going to town here on this building. Look at him go. Look at him go. Such a brave soul. His life for ire, as they do say. Pylon, still unbeknownst to LucifroN, is going to mean some definitely potential future harassment, even just now with this one Zealot that's going to be walking right back in, although he will be walking into a large group of death. Let's watch this. Ouch, that hurts. And are we really seeing, okay, we were seeing the construction of an engineering bay over here for LucifroN to delay the expansion of Grubby, and he's going to keep this up here as long as possible. Does want to cancel it there before they finish it off. There you go, cancels it. Gets a few of those resources back. Let's take a look here at Grubby's vision. What does he see? His observer was lost? Really? Yes. He just built a second observer. That first one was taken out. Didn't get to catch that though, but obviously LucifroN saw it, scanned, and said goodbye. Goodbye, Observer. Factory Scout now moving forward here for LucifroN. This pylon has been spotted as we had this Marine Scout moving up into this position. And he's actually queued to go all the way up to that expansion. That is silly. He's just going to walk right in there, isn't he? Still have a Marine sitting at the tower. And, gosh, macro, I want I want some action. I so want some action. Hey, don't take that the wrong way. You get plenty. Sonic Storm research coming through here, as well as the 2-2 upgrades for Grubby. Is going to be mixing up some High Templar with these Colossus. Give yourself a nice mixed army. It makes it so that if you go heavy Vikings, at least you have the High Templar, and if he goes heavy Ghost, well, you have the Colossus. And I don't believe we have any Ghosts, but we do have the Vikings. So again, those High Templar will come into play as soon as that Sonic Storm research finishes. But is it going to finish in time? Because LucifroN making his death march across the map right now. Grubby has spotted that there with the Observer. This expansion looks to be in lots and lots of trouble. Now there's a scan, spots the army positioning, forces the cancel pretty much immediately over there, and then immediately Grubby places down another expansion over here in a hidden position, which unless LucifroN purposely scouts for, he's not going to be knowing about that anytime soon. That was actually really good there for Grubby. You know, he saw this push, realized, I'm not going to walk in here and try to engage in this small little choke point. If I walk over here, I could be in trouble. Let me just cancel this expansion, build one over here, and then let's just move back and rebuild it. And wow, LucifroN is walking all the way back home, just crushing my hopes that we were about to see a major engagement. Absolutely crushing my hopes and dreams there. So more macro for us here in this game. This Factory Scout will be taken out here by these Stalkers. Going to continue to keep a keen eye here on the vision of both players just to see if there's any shenanigans going on. At the very least, hopefully we'll be seeing some drop action sometime soon. There's a transfer of some of his workers to this now expansion that is nearly finished. And that burning factory will be depleting in just a moment. Scouting Zealot. Something. Just gonna mumble for the next 5 minutes until we get some action here in this game. I mean, it's pretty straightforward right now, guys. It really is. Both players going for upgrades, trying to max out their army, trying to get a strong economy, and neither player feels the need to be aggressive. At least not up until this point. Still dancing around. Just someone drop or do something. Scouting. Stupid Marine. We've got the army moving to the center of the map, and he looked like he was about to move back, and I was literally about to punch my monitor, so I'm glad that didn't happen. Grubby has spotted the movement here of the army, and is moving to try to prepare to defend this expansion, because that was scouted out. We saw that scouting Marine moving up there. And there's the scan looking for the army. Oh, EMPs taking out most of the energy there, and obviously as you see the shields of a good chunk of those units. This Ghost move forward, try to land those EMPs on those High Templar. That's really the biggest thing to prevent him from storming. Just going to split off a small force of his army to try to take out that expansion. Also, you can see moving forward with small groups to try to snipe those High Templar. And not going to be enough to take this expansion right now, at least not with that current army. And we do have these Ghosts moving forward. Those Stalkers are gone. Is he going to peel off with another group? There's still a few Zealots back up here. High Templar really isn't going to do anything. But yeah, not enough Zealots right now, so unless we see another reinforcement wave, this expansion could be in trouble. And LucifroN just sits here trying to bait Grubby to push into this position to defend this expansion. He was able to defend with just what he had. Look at that. And again, more warp-ins. Lots of Zealots warping in to defend that expansion. And LucifroN is forced back. Fist to monitor is about to occur. I mean, that was a good defense by Grubby. We do have to give him that. That was certainly a good defense. He was able to have just enough army up here to defend this expansion, and then threaten to push and close on LucifroN if he tried to commit with anything more than that small group that he did. And now LucifroN will be heading back home, and Grubby will be pretty much staying where he's at. Couple of Archons coming through here. Archons, love to see those in those matchup. If you don't know, Archons are not affected by the concussive shell, and of course they've got that slight radius of splash damage, allowing them to really push up on the army, and especially if they can get a big clumped up group of Marines, that's where they're going to be really effective. Scan from LucifroN spots Grubby's army here in the center of the map. Again, knows composition, knows army size and positioning. Decides to push back and spread out. Spreading out for the purpose of avoiding as much storm damage as possible. A couple of scouting zealots now moving out, and still no drops from either player. So it's just going to be, what is that, a Western standoff? For some reason I wanted to say Mexican standoff, but then I'm like, ooh, that doesn't sound right. Is that proper terminology? Am I being a jerk? I'm not trying to be. Could have sworn they were called Mexican standoffs. I don't know. All right, so we got a feedback as well as a snipe there, a little trade-off there of the army. Another feedback there. You feed back a full energy ghost and say goodbye to that ghost. A little bit of bio braving it out here in the center of the map, and they pay dearly. Oh man, Commander, why'd you tell them to do that? Holy Viking count! Did I miss that? 15 Vikings walking through some storms. What's next, guys? You finished the story. More storms going down. There are still so many Vikings, though. I'm gonna have that Archon. He's not even gonna bother taking that out. No, he's taking the opportunity now. He sees the army pulling all the way back over here. He's taking the opportunity. Oh, he was about to take the opportunity to walk up here and try to snipe that expansion. Decides, I'm gonna sit here in the center of the map. Oh, thank you, Grubby. Thank you so much. Grubby moving out with some drop play. Get a ghost. Prepared for nukes. I think the payoff's going to come in this game. I really do. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that there's going to be a payoff. Nukes always mean good, solid entertainment. At the same time that this nuke is taking place, they've got a drop going down over here. So here's the nuke prepared to land right on all of these workers. Does he have any other nukes going? He does have this ghost moving up. We do have that warp prism still going over here. Still hasn't noticed. He has not noticed. He does not notice. Oh, notice just in time. Ends up losing a few workers, but that could have been a lot worse. Warp prism does nothing. That gets quickly taken out. We do have another nuke taking place, spotted by the Colossus. I was so close to dropping. I really thought that was going to happen. So what we're going to see Grubby do right now is place down a few cannons to defend. Another nuke over here. Did he kill any more workers? No, he's still sitting at 20. Just did a little bit of damage there to the shields on that Nexus, but that is it. No more nukes. He's got 3 more in production, though. All right, well, feel free in the comment section below to let people know. Skip the first 15 minutes of the game, but then things get intense. People will cry about spoilers, but hey, I think I'm probably doing you a favor. Ghost gets stormed and finished off with that, so that nuke does not end up landing. No more nukes here at the moment. Little pylon there, positioned right behind LucifroN's army. That could be a problematic there, as we could see some forces hitting from the backside. Oh yeah. LucifroN continues to push forward. Nice defensive nuke to force Grubby's army back, unless Grubby doesn't realize. Takes the EMP. This nuke is still going off. What is happening? Oh, that was close. He pushed back in time, though. He's all set. Go! Oh, you got fed back? Get fed back by what? That High Templar? That's disappointing for you. Yeah, High Templar pays the piper, though. Another defensive nuke getting placed down. He says, let me just chop right through those ghosts, huh? He's going to be able to get back in time. We saw a few Marines move up there, but nothing doing with that. Nuke lands on nothing. And now a nuke to take out the pylon and do a little bit of shield damage, and that's basically it. And again, that pylon here right from behind the army of LucifroN is going to come into play shortly, as we've got all these zealots waiting in the wings to move forward and do a bit of damage. There's that nuke, ends up really just doing a little shield damage. He also did damage to that High Templar. High Templar lands a storm. Here comes the push. Zealots moving from the backside as well, and the sandwich, the delicious sandwich of Protoss units with Marines and Marauders in between. Just put some Miracle Whip on that bad boy and we are ready to rock. I'm just kidding. Miracle Whip is disgusting. How dare you eat that stuff? Yuck. Come on, mayonnaise. What are you doing? All right, LucifroN with the cloaked ghost ends up getting a few shots off. Really not doing too much damage there, though. A couple of Marines get dropped over here, and wow, stimmed up Marines just taking zealot shots to the face like it's nothing. These guys are doped up on something. Oh, stim pack. Push here from Grubby, now moving out. Takes an EMP there, and we do also have some War Prism action taking place. About to do a drop over there. There's a nice storm on some Marines. Eat it, Marines. Grubby now with the War Prism in the main. Let's see what he decides to warp in. If anything, is it going to be anything, sir?
Ready to blunder.
I know you're ready to plunder, but are you going to warp anything in? Yes, it will be Zealots, and he is going for the Ghost Academies. He says, I don't like the nukes, so why don't we deal with the nuke production? Ghost Academy 1 will be taken out. Second one, not so much. Enough reinforcements here for LucifroN to quite easily deal with this, so he just diverts the attention of the Zealots, tries to kill a few workers or whatever. Yeah, there they go. Also, a push go over here, takes out one Ghost Academy. Second Ghost Academy is going to go down. This expansion is in a bit of trouble right now. I'm not sure if LucifroN's going to get there in time. Nice storm on the SCVs. But that darn planetary fortress, oh, how resilient are you? Stays up, and yeah, he's all set. This one doesn't, though. Push takes out this expansion. Now I wonder if LucifroN's going to try to... Yeah, he's got the forces trapped right here, so all this is dead. There's nothing he can really do about that. He is dead meat right now.
Base is under attack.
Still have this Zealot over here going to town, and that one as well that's got 4 kills. I'd like to take a look at the worker kill count. We're going to do that in just a minute, though. I gotta watch LucifroN finish off Grubby's army. This is the danger when you commit to an expansion like that with only this one small entrance and your opponent's army is nearby. You kind of just throw away your units. But was it worth it? I don't know. I mean, he did kill that expansion. Yeah, he's still taking damage here from these Zealots. Let's take a look here at the worker kill count. Grubby now ahead with 32 worker kills. And I don't know if we have any more nukes. There are still 2 nukes available, all right? So we do still have 2 nukes available. Where are we sitting in terms of ghosts? 15 ghosts. Yeah, he's got plenty of those. A couple of Zealots over here. Looks like they came from that pylon, warp in, and just sort of waltzed their way right on up. And there's just a lot of action now all over the place. Gotta love it. Yeah, neither player doing any damage at the moment. Those were some pretty intense back and forth engagements, though. Really enjoyed that. And that is the type of StarCraft that I like to commentate, let me tell you guys. That is indeed the type of StarCraft that I like to commentate. A couple of Zealots moving out for scouting purposes and to do some damage. They can actually do some work over here. It's gonna hit up these mules. It's gonna be pretty painful. Oh, Zealot, there you go. Attack them mules. They can't even defend themselves. Laugh at them. So gonna get a few of these mules here before their life depletes. And time for the nuke. Back over here. Oh, nope. Sorry, Zealot finishes them off. Another nuke is planned. This one for over here. Finish them off. Grubby is all over that nuke defense. Did you just see the shadow over there? Was that a nuke shadow? How is it over here? Where did it get launched from? How did it? I don't know. That was funny though. I could have sworn we just saw a nuke shadow right there. Like, LOL, what? I don't know. Alright, so we've got more nukes in production, more ghost in production. So ghost heavy this game, 19 ghosts. He's got more ghosts than Marauders. He's got more, imagine if he had more ghosts than SCVs, that'd be the day, huh? Grubby continuing to try to maintain an economy. Let's take a look here. Doing pretty well. I got a pretty strong advantage there over buddy LucifroN. LucifroN still dealing with harass here from the Zealots, and you know, losing that expansion certainly hurt him. And I think that's the one sort of big meta thing to pay attention to this game is that Grubby's been doing a decent job of defending his expansions. Although he lost some workers in a earlier engagement, I don't think he's lost any expansions yet. He took some nukes over here. He took some nukes over here, but he didn't lose. He had one canceled, right? But that was it. I don't know. Anyways, big engagement going on over here. Holy, another sandwich here from the Protoss player. Big storms. LucifroN, did he just give up this game? What? I saw he did not micro back his units at all and took massive storm damage plus the Colossus. I am not sure if his attention was diverted elsewhere or if he was just fed up. I mean, this game has been going on for a significant amount of time. Players do get tired, but that was silly. While this game sure did start off slow, boy did it end with a bang. Some constant aggression back and forth. We saw some nice little nuke action and some beautiful Protoss sandwiches. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this game. Be sure to subscribe for more StarCraft commentary and other great gaming coverage here on the channel. Keep watching and keep owning.